What's up, you guys? We have an interesting review today on this thing, and you might not be able to tell what this is. It is not a bottle of cologne. This is actually a technologically advanced air freshener. I'd never seen these before. A company reached out to me, asked if I had ever seen them and if I'd be willing to give it a shot. I said, absolutely, let's check it out. I love technology and techie things. So, this top portion here is actually a fan and it has a little charge component here that you can plug in a USB-C, and then it has the power button. But what's interesting about this air freshener is, first of all, it's supposed to last about 4 months. Now, I've only been using it for about 3 weeks, and as you can see, there's a ton of liquid left in this little reservoir. But I will say I'm a big fan. The draw to this that I was like, whatever, it's kind of gimmicky, but the draw to this actually has like a motion detection sensor. And so this specifically kicks on or off based on if you're in the vehicle. Now, to be honest with you, I'm assuming this is probably just a very simple, not motion sensor, but almost like wobble detection sensor, because of course when you get in a car and you shut the door, it'll kind of wobble just a little bit. I think that's actually what turns it on. So it does sound a little bit fancier than it actually is. But I'll tell you, this has actually been very refreshing. So this might sound silly, but I personally was buying air fresheners, the little ones that you put in your vents. I was buying it probably every 2 or 3 weeks or so. I do like people to get in my vehicle, and I like it to smell good. I don't like it to smell, funky or musky or anything like that. So I am pretty conscious of that. If you're like that, this is great for you. I've been having this for about 3 weeks, and there's a ton of liquid left in this. So I actually do believe the statement that this lasts up to 4 months. Of course, the usage is probably going to be dependent too on how frequently you drive. So I'm getting in my vehicle on a very regular basis. I'm getting in and out of the car all the time. But anyway, back to my point, this has that motion sensor. And so I'll show there's a little blue light ring that kind of shows that the device is breathing. It's that pulsating light. But what I like about it is every single time you get in the car, I guess because whenever you shut the door and it turns this thing on, you end up, it genuinely feels like you just installed the air freshener for the first time. So has two different settings. I've actually always left it on the low setting because for me, the low setting is just enough. Something that you may or may not like is it does fit in a cup holder, and ideally it needs to go in a cup holder, or at least it needs to go in something that will not allow it to tip over. As you can tell, it needs to be upright so that it can not spill the liquid, as well as kind of throwing it up into the air. So in my Tesla in particular, I don't have door pockets, but a lot of cars have door pockets with the ability to put cups in there. So this would fit perfectly in that. I personally put mine in the back cup holders over here. That way it's out of my way. I still have all the cup holders in the front for me and available. But this thing, I gotta admit, has really grown on me in a major way. And I would actually recommend this to anyone who is like myself that's constantly buying air fresheners. You'll notice on the price tag, I think it is around the $50-$60 mark if you use my coupon code. And I will tell you again, the air fresheners that I was buying, again, I can't speak for you, but I was buying these $7 air fresheners because I really like the smell of them. So as frequently as I was buying them, it would probably amount to roughly the same. They do have refills for that. And the refills is when you really get the biggest bang for your buck. So again, 4 months worth of time, and the refills I think are only about $20. So, oh, one last important thing, charging. So you do charge this, or you can leave it plugged in at all times. They say that the charge time is supposed to last, I think they said like 3 weeks or so. My use case, honestly, I'm getting about a week of charge out of this, 1 week's time, and that could just be because I drive my car a lot. So what I've been doing is I unplug it, and I'll leave it in my cup holder. Whenever it burns out. By the way, you'll know when the charge is done, because, like I said, every time you get in the car, it blasts this freshness of, oh, that smells great. And so when you get in your car and you don't immediately smell that fresh smell, you'll know that it's burnt out. In addition to the blue top will no longer pulsate anymore. So anyway, whenever I get in and I notice that, I go ahead and plug it in and charge it up. Charge time, I can't really say how long that takes, to be honest with you, because I just plug it in and let it charge like while I'm in the car. And then after a while, I end up unplugging it, put it back in the little cup holder, and I go on about my day again. So again, that's all the information about it. Let me know if that was helpful for you. Let me know if you've seen these before. I'm curious, or maybe you have a different solution for this type of thing that you'd like to recommend to others. So that's all I got for you, and I'll let you guys get back to it.